Hey, what's up, my Dragon Legion? How y'all been? So, Dragoons, today we're going to be doing a CardFight Vanguard deck profile today, and not no ordinary CardFight Vanguard deck profile. This has been a CardFight Vanguard deck profile that a lot of you Dragoons, or at least the Dragoons who watch my Vanguard videos, have been waiting to see for quite some time, and that is a deck profile of my current Kagero Perdition deck profile. Now, this is a deck that I've been working on trying to get together for quite some time, and it's only taken me just till now to finally get this deck together. And I'm very happy that I finally got the deck together. Now, I'm going to confess right now, I have not yet test played this deck yet. Immediately when this video is over, I'm going to start test playing this deck, see how well it does, and what changes I gotta do with the deck right now. But as of right now, I am happy with what the build is right now at the moment, and I couldn't be more happier knowing that I finally have a decent Kagero Perdition deck profile. So, with that being said, let's get right straight to deck profile, and I'll do some explaining about some certain things here and there. So here we go. Start off with your starting Vanguard. One Red Pulse Drago Kid. Now, I know Kagero now has a penetration started Vanguard that is actually pretty good, that allows you to take out one of your opponent's rear guards, which is shocking to say. However, I'm more comfortable playing Red Pulse Drago Kid right now at the moment because I do want to find the opportunity to get my Red Pulse Drago, get one of my grade 3s as fast as I possibly can, and the faster I get my grade 3s, the better my plays can go, such. So right now at the moment, Red Pulse is the better card right now at the moment. I may try the other little guy out, see what happens, but again, for right now, I think Red Pulse Drago Kid is more likely the better card. And for trigger lineup, we have, of course, your 4 heals. I don't think I need to explain why the 4 heals is so important with this deck. And if you Dragoons have been watching my Vanguard videos for a very long time now, I think you Dragoons will see this one coming. But for those who do not know, for my trigger lineup, it's normally the 6 critical and 6 draw lineup right here. Now, for those who do not know, I like this trigger lineup better than most other trigger lineups right now because I want to be aggressive and I want to be able to inflict as much damage as I possibly can. But at the same time, I want to be on defensive and be able to draw into what I need to draw into as fast as I possibly can. So 6/6 is what's best for me. And what I like about the Gatling Claw Dragons over playing 3 of him, or whatever such, is because now and then I will deal with that annoying starting Vanguard that I don't want to deal with. So in case that happens, and when I happen to have a Gatling Claw Dragon in my hand, I can just simply use abilities, Counterblast 1, Soul Charge with him, and I can take out that that annoying zero guy, and be done with him. So yeah, that's my trigger lineup. For the grade 1 lineup, we have, of course, the 4 perfect guards, because it's your perfect guards. Now, a lot of people have been using Quentin Walls, I've noticed, and I'm not against people with Quentin Walls. I'm just not a big fan of Quentin Walls myself. Like, why counterblast 1 card and waste 6 cards just to block 1 attack when you may not be guaranteed to block attack? When with just a regular perfect guard, I can just pitch this card and 1 card and be done with that attack. Be guaranteed that attack is blocked off. That's just my opinion. I don't know. If you want to play like Quentin Walls, that's fine. I'm just personally not a big fan of Quentin Wall myself. Next up, we have 4 copies of Penetration Battler. For those who do not know what he does, he has the ability of Soul Blast 1. When a unit of on your opponent's side of the field has been retired in the same column as this guy, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card face down your damage and turn it face up. Now, it may not seem like the best ability compared to how most cards could have been. However, keep in mind, first of all, you are soul blasting cards every now and then, and that is always a good thing because the card you soul blast could go back into your deck when you Legion, and also, anytime you get a card face down your damage face up, it's always a good thing because now and then you will be using your Vanguard's counterblast abilities quite a bit, and you want to be able to get those abilities up going as fast as possible can, and be more likely to use abilities every now and then. So 3 battlers, pretty good right there for that occasion. Next up, we have 4 copies of Dragon Gojo. Nothing really too special. Pitch a card to rest him and pitch a card, draw a card, and it's not really too much of a bad thing if a card you pitch with his ability is a good thing, because eventually you may get the card back when you Legion. So yeah, 4 monks is good, and then finish out grade 1s. 2 Tyrants, Soul Blast 2 cards, draw a card when you call him. Nothing really too special. What I like about him is, just like I explained about Battler, is that I'm Soul Blasting 2 cards to draw a card, and those 2 cards I Soul Blast could eventually go back into my deck when I Legion. And with that being said, I may actually take out a Gojo to put in a third Wyvern. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ponder on that, but it does seem like a good idea that I might do in the near future. So yeah. And that's what I've got going on for the grade 1s. For the grade 3s, grade 2s, I have 3 copies of Penetration Laser Dragon. What he does is, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, I may counterblast a card. If I do, I can retire one rearguard at the same column as this unit. So while in some way it doesn't seem that much optional, but keep in mind, the only downside is that in order to retire a certain rearguard, you have to put that unit, call him in the same unit rearguard circle as that unit right here. And that's really a small cost to pay just to be able to use this guy's ability. Keep in mind, you're only counterblasting only one card, regardless. Well, granted, your Vanguard has to be a penetration, but you have to counterblast one card. Doesn't matter if it's penetration or not, just be allowed to retire that one rearguard you do not want to deal with. So yeah, Laser Dragon can definitely allow you to use some certain plays, and with your hand to the right when the hand to the right person and when the right combo's rolling, you could potentially do some huge, massive damage with this guy, very, very hugely all day long. So 3 Laser Dragons, pretty good. And then 4 copies of Whirlwind Dragon. He's your special 12k attacker for your subclan, and he's your Dragon Nuit's a mate, and yeah, so he's very important for those both occasions. He's your 12k as I just said, he's your 12k attacker. He's your mate for your Dragon Nuit, and every now and then you will need him to be pitched or an extra Dragon Nuit in order to allow your Dragon Nuit's skill do some heavy duty stuff. Or even if you do decide to go right off and guard with him or attack with him, even knowing that he could get retired, it's not always a bad thing, because you're going to get him back when you declare your Legion every now and then. But at the same time, understandably, people will be a little bit cautious with him, because again, they want to be able to utilize your Dragon Nuit's ability to retire those heavy duty cards as fast as possible can. So 4 Whirlwinds, always a good card in my opinion. And then to finish out the grade 2s, we have max copies of Penetration Dragon, Dragonic Nearflame. He's your mate for your Dragonic Overlord the Great, and he has a really great ability that's actually not bad. When he's first called a rearguard circle, you may counterblast. He gets a following ability when a unit in the same column as this unit is retired, you may counterblast one card. If you do, retire another unit along with him. So he combos off a Laser Dragon. He somewhat combos off with Dragon Nuit, and yeah. And even if you don't find a way to utilize his ability, he's still very important, because you still need him to be your mate for your Dragonic Overlord the End, Dragonic Overlord the Great, and you'll need him for your ability to retire for your Overlord's ability when you want to kill more rearguards. I'll explain a little bit about that for those who do not know. So yeah, max copies of Neoflame, very great card. And that is it for the grade 2 lineup. For the grade 3 lineup, we have max copies of Penetration Dragon, Vortex Dragon Nuit. He has Legion 20 with Whirlwind Dragon being his mate. Once per turn, not once per turn, I'm not sure it's once per turn. Counterblast 2 cards, pitch a unit in the same name as your current Vanguard. When this unit is in Legion, during your main phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, retire 2 rearguards of your choice of your opponent's side of the field, and if your opponent's damage is 4 or less, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent's Vanguard and nullify that trigger. So it may not be that great compared to Dragonic Overlord the Great, However, in the hands of the right player and the right person, this guy can do some heavy duty damage on his own right here. Just the fact that you can kill 2 rear guards and deal a damage to your opponent's Vanguard is just insane right out of the back. And as I mentioned earlier about Neoflame Dragon, did I say his name right? Dragon Neoflame, I'm sorry. And as I mentioned with Dragon Neoflame, you can do some cool combos with Neoflame Dragon. Like, if you have these guys in your rearguard circle while this guy's in Legion doing his whatevers, you can have this guy retire the 2 back row units, and then these guys can retire the 2 front row units. Now, it's a heavy duty cost. You will be counterblasting 4 cards and pitching either a copy of him or a Whirlwind in order to do so. But it is so worth it just to take care of some huge amount of field presence away from your opponent. So, yeah, for those guys, it's just really, really insane. Like, killing 2 rear guards. But even if you can't do your combos, just retiring 2 rear guards and dealing a damage without your opponent being able to get a trigger is just insane right there. So yeah, 4 Dragon Nuits, really great card. And last but not least, a piece of resistance. What no penetration dragon deck, in my opinion, would be complete, unless you're playing a budget build, would ever be complete without playing max copies of Penetration Emperor Dragon, Dragonic Overlord the End. He has Legion 20, his mate is Dragon Neoflame. His ability is Counterblast 2, Counterblast 1, and pitch 2 cards from your hand to drop zone. When this unit battles a rear guard, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this unit back up. When this unit's attack is a hit, you may pay the cost of choose one of your rear guards with the same name as his card. And if you do, retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and yeah, that's about it. This guy is just insane right here. Now, first of all, his final ability, you don't have to be in Legion to use. Now, granted, if you're not in Legion, you will have to have a second Overlord. However, this guy can still do some heavy decent damage. Like, when this unit battles a rear guard while his unit is in Legion, you can just pitch 2 cards and counterblast 1 card, and he stands right back up, regardless if his attack is a hit or not. And if his attack is a hit, if you happen to have extra Neoflame Dragons in your rearguard circle while his unit is in Legion, you can just retire. And after you're done doing your combos with Neoflame, whatever such, you can just retire one of your extra Neoflame Dragons and just retire even more rearguards while you're still attacking with your Dragonic Overlord the Great. And you could potentially get 2 Twin Drives out of him, and with the hand to the right person, and depending who's boosting him, he can just deal some huge massive damage, and he could potentially either make your opponent waste some serious good cards to guard all of the attacks, or they'll be forced to let the attacks go through, and they will regress so hard when they have to deal with Dragonic Overlord the Great. And just the ability of retiring a rear guard of anywhere on your opponent's side field by just retiring a unit of the same name of him as your Vanguard, regardless if he's in Legion or not. If he's not in Legion, it'll have to be another one of him. And it's just insane what Overlord could just do right there on his own. Now, one thing I want to point out real quick before I end the video right here is a lot of people. There's actually a ruling about Overlord the Great and Dragonic Overlord the Break Red card. The ruling of Dragonic Overlord the Great and the Break Red card is if you were to break red with him on top of Overlord, the Break Red Overlord, you will not be allowed to use Overlord skill or this guy's skill because they both have the ability of etc. such of dealing with the Vanguard such, the Rear Guard such. So when that happens, you won't be allowed to use your Break Red Overlord skill, or you won't be allowed to use this guy's skill twice the same turn because they both go off at the same moment. So you'll have to be very cautious about that. And all in all, you may not be able to use Overlord the Break Ride in a deck like this. However, Dauntless Dry Dragon, however, can be used because his ability goes off anytime he battles a rear guard no matter what, and any unit. So yeah, so you can do some combos. Have use Dauntless skill, stand up your Vanguard, then have him attack a rear guard, whatever such, and yeah, so you can get your 3 attacks out of this guy when you use your Dauntless Dry Dragon. So yeah, And alright there, Dragoons. That right there was my Kagero Perdition deck profile right now at the moment. There are some great things I want to try out with this deck right here. I'm thinking about trying out the Rebirth build. I've heard the Rebirth build is pretty good. There might be some other penetration builds I might consider trying out. And somewhere down in the near future, I know I said this a lot in the past, but I'm gonna try to get together my Dragonic Overlord deck as fast as I possibly can, because that is a build I've been trying to get together for a very long time, and I'm almost done with it. I just need a few more cards in particular, so yeah, there's going to be like a weird things that's going to happen with Kagero very soon, or at least on this channel. And with that being said, let me know what Dragoons think about this deck profile in the comment section down below, and I'll see Dragoons around. Hope you Dragoons enjoy this video. Please leave a like and a favorite if you did. It really helps me out a lot. And subscribe today to become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see Dragoons another day. Christian Dragoon, signing out. Peace.